Hello guys, welcome to this video tutorial. So I've gotten questions from some people saying they don't know how to use the pen tool, and I decided to create this video to show you how to use the pen tool. There's pen tool in Illustrator, there's pen tool in Photoshop, there's pen tool as well in Affinity. But in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the pen tool in Illustrator and in Affinity. Actually they're the same thing. Alright, so I'm just going to start with Illustrator. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to create a new file. All right, so this is the pen tool, right? This is in fact that variation. There is the pen tool here, right? If you right click this, you see anchor point tool. Then there is the curvature tool here as well. So you see this one helps to create curves from the drawings you make. You can see the illustration right here. Well, this one is just to help you to draw whatever you want to draw directly, whether straight or curved lines. So begin with this one, right? To use the pen tool, first of all, what do you want to begin to draw? So let's say for instance you want to draw something like a cup example, right? Okay, so we just begin with this position here. All right. So you see, I'm not once you let's click on it selects that position. So right now it's attached, it's just dragged, right? I'm drawing this point, right? So it's just following the cursor, right? So wherever I carry this to is going to follow me. So if I click on any point here, it's going to create a straight line once I click on that point. All right. So if I want to just continue to create another shape, I can just come down here. For instance, I don't want to create something straight, okay, since I'm not creating a square. So let's say I'm creating something like that, okay. So I'll come down here, then I'll click another one, and then now the one thing about the paint is that once you keep on clicking each of those spaces, okay, as you click on each space, it creates a line, a new line. As you keep on clicking, it creates a new line. Now once you come back to the first one and click on that position, it closes it up, right? So you see, as I'm hovering around this area, you can see the minus sign right there. Okay, it means that if I'm clicking on it, it's going to be selecting, it's going to be removing that particular line, right? So that's what happens. I'm going to undo that. But if it shows the star, that asterisk icon, that mark, it means you can create a new anchor point there. You can see that you can create a new um layer there. So let me just undo this part. So that is just a sim that is the basic of using the pen tool. You can use it to create shapes, you can use it to create any form of shape. Okay, so it's at your own disposition. Now, so how do we make these shapes to be curved? So I think that's one of the things many of us struggle with. Alright. So the creating the curved shape, and I actually struggle with it as well when I started. You can just click on P and it will switch to pen tool. So if you want to create a curve, let me delete these ones. If you want to create a curve, now what you do is you click on the first position. Okay. So let's say I want this thing to curve right this way to this point. So once I click on this point, I drag. You can see you click and hold down on just hold down and then you drag. Okay, you don't need to press any shift key or any alt no nothing. No alt key, no shift key, no option key as in a MacBook. Just click and then you drag. Right. So you can see it has created a curve already. So if I click on this again, the curve continues. But now because I didn't drag in this point, if I continue, sorry, let me just do that. If I just click on this next one, it's not going to drag because I've not hold it down and dragged it, right? So you have to click, left click, and then you drag. So let me undo this part. So I want to continue this one now. Once I click this one, and I want it to continue, but if you want a smooth curve, right? Once you click, you drag to continue to create that smooth curve. Then like that, you drag. So you can see that you drag. So with this, you will now need to use this. Okay, we now have to use that one. We now need to use it. Now this is good when you want to create curves, right? At the edges. If you want to create let me say you as you're using the anchor point, you wanted to create curves. So let me just give an example. Make so you can see this. You can see this. So what this one does is that if you want to create all curves, that is all your objects, all around your object is going to be curved, you can use this particular one. So I clicked on this face. We want to create something like a round shape, right? So you click on this one. This one you don't need to click and drag. Once you just click on it, the round curve just comes out on it, so you can see this. All right. So if I just click on this again, it will continue like that. So it's really good for if you want to just create that consistent round shape. Okay, you can see this. Want to create that consistent round shape, just want to keep being round. You can see that. But if you are going to create, it's going to have some little bit of sharp edges or edges that are not too rounded. You can just stick with this one. Okay, so you can see that. So let me just do this again. So to create, I'm going to create a real shape, right? So if you want to create something like a bow, alright, a bow kind of shape. So we are going to just create the round shape, right? So you can see I once I started with this one, here I clicked and I dragged, so it created a curve. Then at this point I click and drag again, and you can see, okay. So I can choose to just cover this up straight. Now if you want to, let's say this point you want it to be straight, but you don't want it to be curved the way it is like this. So what you can do is just to enter, click on enter to cut it off. So that's how you cut off the attachment. Okay. So you click on enter and then you select it again, and then you cover it up here. So this is just the basic shape. Okay. So you can see I've created a round shape. So if I want to adjust this point, right? I want to adjust the point for whatever reason. You just click on the direct selection tool here, and then you come here to this point, select it, and you see the anchor point will show. You can now adjust it based, to your taste. When it's okay, you just come back and then it's okay for you. Now I want to create the cover. So this one, in this case, I want to use an ellipse tool. Okay, I want something round, really round. So I'm just going to come here. I selected, come here, select shape. No, drag it just like you're drawing any other shape. But don't use the shift key. If you use the shift key, it's going to give you a round. If you hold down on the shift key, it's going to give you a perfect round shape. So I don't want a perfect round shape. I just want something that is sphere. Okay, that's not round. That's why I didn't use that one. So this is the shape I created. So I can decide to just fix it here. Let's zoom in to see. So you can see that. You can see that. Now, so I can just decide with this, I can decide to just add colors to it. So to add colors to it. Right, so you can see this. You can even increase the stroke if you want to add stroke to it. Change the color of the stroke. Alright. So I'm just showing you how you can use it. So you can see I use this pen tool to create this. Alright. So you can use it to create any shape of your choice. This is just something for learning. Okay, this is not something too serious. So if you have any question, you're free to ask. So this is a curvature tool. Remember, just click on it and then it will create the circle itself. You don't need to come and adjust it when you are done. If you are not, just come to direct selection tool, and then you can, once you click on the points, you can see the the angle points you show, so you can just adjust these curves to your test. Okay, so that is just how that works. So you can see now, even in terms of stroke, so one, if you don't cover up this, it won't create it. So with this I've created a shape, but if you haven't, closed up that line, it's going to remain a line. Okay, that is what, if that is what you want, you can do that. But if you close up the line, you can fill in with color. So a section where this one was not closed, let me undo this. So let's say it was not closed, there's no fill here, I can't fill the inside. Even though the inside is filled, it's not going to be filled completely. So let me just add this color here. Let me show you. You see that it's not filled completely because it's not completely covered, right? It's not closed. But once it's closed, it will feel completely just like this one. Alright, so that's just how the paint tool works. So if you have any questions, you are free to drop it in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. So this is Affinity. So I want to show you how you can do the same thing in Affinity. So let me just create a new folder here, new document. So the Illustrator part of Affinity is the part called Vector. This is the Illustrator part of Affinity. Then the Photoshop part of Affinity is Pixel Studio. Okay, this is Vector Studio. So if you want to use work with vectors like Illustrator, you come to the Vector Studio. So right now I'm in the Vector Studio. You can see here. So I'm going to come here to the pen tool. See the pen tool here again, right? So with this, we can just create something out of it. So right now, if I select, just click on any part of this, it's going to create. You're going to see that dot here. Then click and drag. Same thing with Illustrator. Okay, so you can see, click and drag. It creates. Once you close it up, it creates a shape, right? A customized shape. Okay, so it's the same thing. So let's say I want to control. You say if you want to control the point, right? Want to control these handles instead of, there's no direct relation to here like Illustrator. So you come with the node tool. This particular tool is called the node tool. Take note of it. Alright, and then you can adjust the angles, to fit in whatever you want to do. Right. So you can see this. You can see this. You can reduce it, increase. So that's just how the so I can decide to fill this in. So let me just fill this with color. So let me just use maybe this shape, this color, okay. Then you can add stroke to it. Select it, come here, see stroke. There's already stroke on it. So you can increase the size of the stroke. You can change the color of the stroke to the color you want here. So let me say I want the color to be with deep green. So you can see that. So that's just how it works, right? With Affinity, the same thing with Illustrator. Just the tool, the some of the tools are a bit different, and the way it is placed is a bit different. But then it's very similar. All right. If you have any questions, you are free to ask your questions in the comment section, and also feel free to subscribe. I'll be so happy for you to subscribe to this channel.